Hi, this is Dan Oestreich, creator of the Team Trust Survey. Welcome to this tutorial on how to introduce the survey to a group. For this tutorial, I'm assuming that you have personally taken the survey and become familiar with the theory behind it by carefully reviewing the survey document and other website pages. First, let's review the purpose of the survey. The survey is a discussion tool, not a scientific analysis. It's a way for team members to talk about subjective aspects of their experiences, including their perceptions and beliefs about the team and their interpretation of behavior. The survey gives shape and form to these experiences, enabling a deeper discussion of team dynamics. This is a conversation based on 3 basic questions a leader and team members can ask themselves and work on together. Where is our team in terms of trust levels? Where would we like it to be? How will we get there? Here's a way you might use the survey to get these conversations started. The members and leader of the team take the survey individually. You can give them a paper copy of the survey, or you can ask people to go to the homepage of the Team Trust Survey website to download the survey on their own. If they go to the website, they can also listen to the tutorials, especially the first one on how to take and score the survey. Next, bring everyone together to compare the results. In the best case, sharing results is not done anonymously. Anonymous assumes that the team environment is too risky for sharing of this kind, essentially a team culture at the -1 level. Rather, ask people to share voluntarily from their own scoring. That conversation is about where the team is today. People compare their overall score, expressing which of the 5 trust levels best describes the team. And they also can compare how people rated the 6 individual questions. More information about interpreting the levels and questions is in the second tutorial called Interpreting Survey Results, so you might consider showing this tutorial to your team together as a catalyst to conversation by members about the 5-level framework and their own ratings. The goal of the conversation would be to come to consensus, if possible, on an overall rating for the team, keeping in mind that consensus means general, not perfect agreement. Once people have had a chance to talk about the survey results, they can move on to a discussion of where they believe the team could be or should be in terms of trust and what that might look like. In the third part of the discussion, members agree on action steps the group can take to get closer to this goal. The group can also establish a time and place in the future to follow up, evaluating progress and keeping the process going through additional action steps. These 4 parts of the conversation, including the follow-up discussion, naturally help people begin to talk about the issues, whatever they might be, that potentially stand in the way of higher trust levels, and about the opportunities they have to enhance trust together. That conversation is most valuable when it is about the culture of the team. Culture of the team is an important phrase. Here's a chart that I've used for many years and found helpful in thinking about culture. It was created by Stanley Herman at TRW Systems. It suggests that organizations, and individual teams are just small organizations, have 2 levels. First, an above-the-waterline world that's more official and often relatively easy to talk about. It involves the tasks, goals, technologies, policies, and resources that define the work a group does. But second, there's another level, another world beneath the surface, less official, that is the major part of the iceberg, and that has to do with the experience of people, their beliefs, assumptions, perceptions, feelings, and attitudes, their values related to being part of the team. This world may not be as easy for people to talk about in open team meetings. Stanley Herman described these 2 worlds as being the formal, visible part of an organization or team, the way we say we get things done, and the informal or invisible part, the way we really get things done. An example of the 2 and how they might not match up would be a formal mission statement for a team posted on the wall, perhaps using very positive language about service to customers and the value of employees, versus the realities of how customers and team members actually feel they are being treated. This is what I mean by the survey potentially sparking a deeper discussion of the culture of a team. I hope this explanation of culture also highlights why introducing the Team Trust Survey sometimes takes a little finesse. Trust and team performance can be sensitive topics. Anything that highlights the boundary of what's discussable in an open group setting that raises the possibility of lowering the waterline can produce some anxiety. People may have concerns about what will surface. Additionally, in some environments, just about any suggestion for improvement may be heard as a potential criticism. Some members may be defensive and want to know exactly what problem you see that you're trying to fix. And specific individuals may also have had experiences in the past with teams or working relationships where attempts to be open led to discord. That's important stuff to think about because it can lead to resistance to changing the culture of a team. The question is, how do you get past it? Here's my suggestion to you about how you might proceed, especially as you think about how to introduce the idea of using the survey in the first place. If you are the leader of the team, bring the survey document to a team meeting so people can take a look at it. Give some background about how you happen to hear of the survey, then express what you see as the key strengths and the potentials of the team and how the survey could be one way to build on these strengths. Focus more on the benefits of trust-building work rather than a fix-it process. There is one exception to this, and it would be if you think the team is at -1 on its way toward -2. Then it really makes sense to be quite direct about the challenges you see the team facing and suggest the survey be used in conjunction with outside assistance from a third-party consultant or other resource, such as an HR advisor. Either way, your next step would be to suggest a specific plan, such as the 4-part discussion I outlined earlier. Once you've made your pitch, ask the team for their reactions. Be patient in your approach and invite participation, but don't demand it. Give people time to think and talk about it informally after this introductory conversation. You might suggest people go to the Team Trust Survey website, take a look at the survey in more detail, and view the tutorials if they wish before deciding. This is all about choice. If you're the member of a team and want to introduce the survey to the entire group, I suggest you follow the same general process. However, it's a good idea to talk with the formal leader of the group first. Engage that person in support for trust-building work before you bring the survey to the team. Collaborate with the leader about a plan for moving ahead together. Whether you are the leader or a member, keep in mind that the benefits of trust-building work are the most powerful reasons people typically decide to move ahead. Here's a list of potential benefits, but I'd encourage you to think for yourself about the benefits you see, what you believe they are for you and for the team. Then, using your own words, you'll be able to speak from your heart. After you've made your pitch, you could receive a variety of reactions, ranging from enthusiasm to move ahead quickly on one hand to wait and see on the other, including some hesitation or skeptical reactions. It's best to encourage everyone to express their full perspective. Draw people out rather than shutting them down with too much persuasion. Aim to be congruent in your approach. As they say, don't move the lighthouse by trying to accommodate, please, or push. Rather, be encouraging and supportive and take a stand gently about why you believe the work is important to the team. Speak in positive terms and return to the benefits rather than be drawn into a discussion of team challenges or problems. Once you've said your piece, let others in the team do the decision-making work they need to do on their own. If people are not yet ready to respond to the invitation, so be it. Bide your time. Decide how important the issue is to you and decide how you want to respond to the situation. Some of the best team developments I've witnessed took a long time to take off, and usually because one or more members of a team were quietly persistent. Okay, as the last topic for this tutorial, I'd like to add a few quick ideas for setting up and conducting productive team discussions. There are 2 basic requirements: structure, by which I mean creating predictable order and boundaries for a conversation, and second, supportive leadership, the people skills to be fostered for everyone and that are essential to group work. I'll talk about each of these 2 requirements separately. Structure involves the basics of meeting planning, organization, and flow, including setting clear agendas and objectives. Meetings about team development and relationships also need the support of clear ground rules. Ground rules play a special role in trust-building work. They have two purposes. First, they help people talk directly about themselves, but even more importantly, they make it safe for people to talk directly to each other about each other. This second purpose is often a little different from what people have experienced in the past. So the appropriate ground rule is more address each other with respect than separate the person from the problem, which in trust-building work is sometimes impossible to do. It's more ask for help and feedback than don't take things personally. Focusing on how we can talk with each other using equal parts of truth and care for one another is vital. One other aspect of structure is using a facilitator. This is someone who sits in with the group, helps guide the discussion and keep it on track, and works closely with the group's own dynamics and interpersonal relationships. Using a skilled facilitator can help foster constructive exchanges in the team and also relieves the formal leader from having to play too many roles at the same time. Some groups need this help to open up their conversations. If you do use a facilitator, bring this person in early to help with planning your discussions. On the supportive leadership side, I'd highlight 5 essential skills, and again, these are capabilities everyone needs to develop. We could talk about these skills for a long time, but I just want to mention them in closing this tutorial because I see them as touching on the heart of team trust. Number 1 is modeling, which means being a congruent person, doing what you say you will do, and serving as a model in your own behavior for trusting others and being trustworthy. Number 2 is asking for feedback, help, and guidance from others. This is often the missing skill in groups that want to move up the trust continuum. Number 3 is focusing on others' intentions and strengths as a route to understanding, especially when it's essential to clear up misunderstandings. Number 4 is grace, being able to let go of baggage, offering forgiveness to yourself and to others, giving one another some room to make mistakes and learn from them in a safe environment. In the very hardest team circumstances I've encountered, grace and forgiveness were key to unlocking group potentials, and in the best team circumstances, they were always present. Finally, number 5 is being thorough. Don't leave emotional loose ends, in a relationship or in a meeting or in your life. At the end of the day, make sure your work is done with other people and they've had a chance to do their work with you. I want to take this opportunity to express my appreciation to you. If you are moving ahead with using the survey with a team, please let me know how it works for you, as I am always in the process of tuning the survey and trying to make it the very best tool possible. And good luck to you for a most successful team development effort. In the end, I believe great teams learn to lower the waterline pretty much out of sight. And you know, when that happens, the iceberg can just melt away, leaving our trust in ourselves and one another to nourish the very best in all of us. This is Dan Oestreich. Thanks for listening.